Where I want to begin is, one, just letting you know that I am not scared at all. I'm excited for this team's opportunity to show that they're ready. I'm excited to see their hunger and desire to get this done. But I've been watching a ton of Yankees-Red Sox, almost insanely dissecting it, probably more than I should, but I'm preparing my mental state just for a reminder and a refresher of how to consume playoff baseball, because it is a different world. It's not the same as the 162. You see that with the way Alex Cora uses crochet, or the way Boone is looking at some of his lineup constructions on a day-to-day basis. And I actually want you to take a listen right here to Alex Cora, and it will be applied to Rob Thomson. This was Alex Cora after letting his Game 1 starter throw 117 pitches. This is what he had to say.
117 pitches, career high, and then his last pitch of the night was his hardest. What did you think of what he did tonight?
Amazing. I was just telling Bress that there's going to be stars during the regular season that we have to take care of guys for this, 85 pitches against the Mets, skipping a start here and there, the All-Star break, doing all that stuff is for this to happen, and you have to make sure you stay with the process. That's the most important thing. So for how great he was tonight, I tip my hat to the medical staff because they've done an amazing job.
All right, so what I find important there is he is looking at all those regular season games where you pull someone in the 7th, you pull someone at 88 pitches, you pull someone at 92 pitches, and we all scream and rip our hair out wondering why? Why? Well, this is why. We're pushing him to the limit. We're pushing him to 117. And it makes me wonder about Rob Thomson. Do you trust Rob Thompson's decision-making? Because I do. This is a new topper, okay? The handling of Nick Castellanos is significantly different from anything I've seen before out of the Rob Thomson experience. Aaron Nola, most likely being the 4th starter 3 years ago? I'll tell you for free what Rob Thomson would have done. After that 8 innings of 9K ball that you saw at the end of the regular season, Aaron Nola, because he's a highly paid player who has been around with Rob Thomson for quite some time, he would have been the 2nd starter, the 3rd starter. He wouldn't have been the 4th. This is a new topper. I even think the way he's handling Orion Kerkering, he would have had a longer leash for a guy like that, where now I don't think he believes he can really push him in certain spots. It's a new topper. And we all have fear of back when they went to the World Series, and it was Alvarado, and it was Zach Wheeler. And he yanked Zach Wheeler. Everyone has fear of Craig Kimbrell. And I don't hate those decisions as much as everybody else, but that's not the point here. The point is, we watch guys manage all throughout the regular season because of what this time of the year means. There needs to be a cause and an effect, right? There's a cause and an effect for some of these decisions that are made over the 162. Well, now it's time for that to sort of show itself. And I need to see Rob Thomson manage with a purpose. I need him to push his guys. I need him to feel it out where we're giving Sanchez an extra inning. So then we get to save maybe David Robertson. And if we get to save David Robertson, how's that going to help us out in Game 2? Hey, I may not go to my bullpen here because I need to squeeze an extra 2 outs out of my starter, even though he's at 89, 90 pitches. I have to. I must. If it costs me 25 more pitches, so be it. This is what I need to do to win on this given night. The intensity of these moments, it's like no other. And watching Yankees Red Sox, it's almost a reminder for me. And I need to see Rob Thomson handle this with perfection. Because I'm watching Alex Cora manage to win Game 1. He stole Game 1 with that philosophy to keep the Yankees' best left-handed hitters on the bench the whole way, going from lefty starter to lefty pen and pushing him to the brink. These are the type of decisions that are difference-making in series, especially a 3-game series. Now, Luke Nichols is producing tonight's program. I would love to get your thoughts on this. How do you feel about one Rob Thomson?
Let's say, I don't know, Sanchez is at 95 pitches, and you can't let him go to the 8th. And you go to Strahm.
Okay.
Or you go to Kerkering or something. We haven't really felt comfortable about anybody outside of Duran Duran the entire year. So it's going to be an obvious situation where you have to go to a bullpen arm, and you may get burned.
Yeah.
Because that's just what happens.
Right. It doesn't mean it's a bad decision.
Right. But I don't think there's going to be any scenario where Thompson or you have Luzardo who is dealing, but he's at 80 pitches, and it's the 7th inning. Oh, do you let him go out for the 8th? He's at 80. He's looking good, but he might be a little tired. No. You let Luzardo go out there.
Well, let me ask you this scenario. Let me paint this picture. He gets through 7. He's at 99 pitches, and he's throwing a gem. Does he get the 8th?
I think you give him the 8th.
Me too.
Because then you got to look. I think you give him the 8th, and especially you got to look at the lineup. Like if Luzardo's pitching, let's say it's against the Dodgers, and you got Ohtani, Betts, Freeman coming up. I think you give that to Luzardo. If he's now, it's one thing if you're going through the 4th time in the lineup.
Here we go.
But
That's what I'm saying.
It's a tough decision, but you get 2 lefties on the lefty. So let's say he gets Ohtani out. And he walks Mookie or is careful with Mookie, okay, runner on, you get Freeman out, and then you take him out after that because then you got Teoscar Hernandez, and that's a lefty-righty matchup. If he's dealing and he's looking good, I think you leave him in there because he's shown a little bit throughout the second half of the year. He can kind of battle through some of that. Remember that Mets game? He let up 3-4 runs in the first inning and then had a perfect game the rest of the way. That was unbelievable. The Jesus Luzardo from the beginning of the season to now is entirely different in my mind.
Oh, 100%. No doubt about it. I agree with you. And that's why I think it was clear Ranger, Sanchez, and Luzardo were going to be the 1-2-3 punch. Not in that order, obviously, but he's definitely turned it around big time. And it's going to be interesting to watch Rob Thomson. I'm a big believer in him. I think he's fantastic. I think he's one of the best managers in all of baseball. There are a handful that you could put into a pile and sort of say you like this one a little more than that one. But at the end of the day, for this group, for this core, and I just really like the way that I've watched him grow. It's almost like when we watch a player and we say, okay, they came into the league as a young pup. Not that Topper came into managing as a young pup. He's been on the bench for quite some time with the Yankees. But my point is, you saw him grab the opportunity when you fired Joe Girardi. And I think year after year after year, I've seen him sort of polish those details of being a manager and finding ways to still communicate with his guys, but be harsh when he needs to, and to be a little bit more stern when needed, and to make difficult decisions and be able to wear that, be able to have those conversations and not look back. And it's just a new era of Rob Thomson. And for it to be perfectly aligning with where this roster is, knowing that it's time to get it done with this core, it may be perfectly aligning. Let's go to the phones. 215-592-9494. Here's the question again. Do you trust Rob Thompson's decision-making as we get ready for this postseason run? And when you factor in watching all these managers, watching all these wild card games, this is what sort of triggered this conversation for me. I'm watching Cora. I'm watching Boone. Like that series in particular, I've been glued to, obsessed with. It's the beauty of sports. It's Yankees, Red Sox. It's these big markets. I'm just obsessed with it. And I'm seeing these game-changing decisions, and I want to apply it to our manager. Let's go to Warren to kick things off. What's going on, Warren?
Yo, Brodes, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
You got that positive energy going for the Phillies, I see.
Yes. We made a big, hard 180, I'd say, probably once they started to just put all those wins together in September.
I hope this is the same team that goes into the playoffs. That's all I can say. And I don't know. I kind of see Rob Thomson as a checkers kind of guy, not a chess guy myself.
You see him as a what type of guy?
A checkers guy.
Oh, checkers. That's not. So that almost seems like you don't feel as confident as me. Is that what you're implying?
I don't know. I think the chess might be too complicated for Rob. He seems like he sticks with his men until he can't stick with them. So that sounds to me more like a checkers guy to me.
But I would agree with you, Warren, if we were talking about the Rob Thomson of maybe 3 years ago. But The way he's handling Nick, he's benching Nick. He's telling Aaron Nola essentially he's going to be the fourth starter, if that. The way he's, looking at Orion Kerkering, I think he's realizing that he can't trust him the way that he wanted to. So I think in years past, he definitely stuck to his guns and said, these are my guys, and I'm riding it out and seeing how it goes. But I think now he's more willing to push unique buttons, and he's willing to go with Max Kepler, and you're going to see Nick Castellanos not in the lineup in playoff games. So I don't know. Maybe the old Rob Thomson is the checkers guy, but I think we right now may have the chess guy.
My curiosity is what the chess master can't control, which is the hitters, the batters in the kitchen, if you will. Is the batter going to rise, or is the cake going to fall? That's what I want to see at the dinner plate, the home plate, if you will. If they can get these runs across, because they're going to need a lot of runs to take on these Dodgers. And when it's out of the chess master's control, I don't know how he's going to manage that part of the game if these guys are chasing again and go back to their old habits.
Right. And Warren, I appreciate the phone call. If that happens, you can't outmanage that. There's nothing you can do to cancel that. If you're the manager, you don't have a magic wand where you can say, all right, let's stop chasing pitches again. It's just what they do. And that would be a failure of player execution. The manager can only do so much. I'm talking, does he pull the pitcher at the right time? Does he go to the pen at the right time? Does he have the proper shift in place? To the best of your ability. Obviously, they changed the rules of the shift, but you can still somewhat do what you want to do at times. Do you do that the right way with your alignments defensively? When maybe you have a first to third situation, the base paths, seeing if you can get a hit and run going, small ball bunts, as you saw throughout some of these series. So those are the things that maybe he can call for and he can help with. But if the guys are just going to flat out chase, and if the bats go extremely quiet, I don't care if you have the best manager to ever live in the history of the sport. You can't manage your way out of that predicament. But it's fair to wonder what offense we get, without a doubt. I mean, that's the difference maker here. If your offense shows up, you could win a World Series. If your offense goes quiet, that's it. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to Rich in Center City. Hey, Rich.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we got you. What's on your mind, my friend?
Well, of course we trust Hopper. Listen, he's been at the helm since 2022. What is the sole and exclusive purpose of the 162-game season that is most of our investment? As much as we love the playoffs and as important as this is, the only purpose for a 162-game season is to make the playoffs, to have a red October. And lest anybody forget how not to take that for granted, we go 10 years, 15 years, 17 years sometimes in the desert. So he's got us there every year. And, of course, we need to, tinker and fine-tune and, hope that the bats are happening. But remember this during playoff time. But remember this. It's not the Phillies against the rest of the league. It's not the Phillies against teams like the Rockies as well as the Dodgers. It's the Phillies against the best teams in baseball at this point. So do we trust him? Do his players love him? Apparently, yes. Do I love him after 4 straight years in Red October? Of course. We trust Hopper. We love him. We love this team. Go Phils. Thanks for the call.
All right. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. I understand. And I guess I'll expand off that, which is you explain how year after year this guy has led us to an opportunity. Now, unfortunately, once you got that opportunity, you fell flat on your face. But this is where I step in with me expanding. I'm watching the manager develop over time. I think the 2022 topper, while the team rode a high, and it was a big-time look-in-the-mirror moment when you fire a Joe Girardi mid-season or whenever it was. I don't know if it was mid-season.
It was like early May.
Yeah.
It was early.
Yeah, it was early. But that's a smack in the face to the clubhouse. But it's a wake-up call. It's a, yo, get your head out of your ass. Let's go. It's a big-time deal to fire Joe Girardi. And they ran with that, and it is what it it is, right? But I think along the way, I've just seen a different approach at a topper. Now he has, and I'll use some Nick Sirianni language here, he's got his core values, okay? He's got his core beliefs. He does still look at his veteran-heavy room and rely on them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now, Nick, you ain't playing. Nos. I mean, how much more of a description do you need of growth from Rob Thomson than Aaron Nola not pitching? Aaron Nola, after just throwing 9 Ks, an all-timer in a Phillies uniform with strikeouts, the whole shebang. He's playing the Bailey Falter role. Bailey frickin' Falter. That's where Aaron Nola is. There's no way Rob Thomson would have done that 3 years ago. No way. He'd look at all of us in the face with the microphones there and he'd say, Aaron Nola's an all-time Philly. Aaron Nola is the reason why we're successful. He's getting the ball game too. Now, I'm sorry, Nos. Look at what Luzardo, Sanchez, and Rangers been doing. I got to go with our best crack at it. This is what we got to do. Sorry, Nick. You're not playing every day. I got to do what's best for us. It seems instead of going down swinging with, quote, his guys or the Phillies guys, as Aaron Nola was a Philly guy here, it's I'm doing what's going to help us win a championship, even if it does hurt some feelings and have uncomfortable conversations. And that's different this year.
That started, also quick note, it was June 3rd the Phillies fired Drury, so we're a little later, so like midseason. But that started last year, I think, for Thomson. But it was too late. The first time I remember it is when he benched Bohm against the Mets.
Good point.
That's when he realized, like, okay, maybe he's been so bad, he's not helping, he's a head case, we just need to get him a day off. That's when he started to realize, all right, I need to be a bit more lenient and not just go so hard on, I'm just going to trust my guys. I'm going to go with my guys. They're going to be the same guys every single day, no matter what. And then this year, we saw the lefty-righty lineups against these pitchers. And it took a little bit for Castellanos to be included in that after a while, but he got around to it. So I think the Bohm thing is the seed that really started this trend for Thomson. And then Castellanos was the one that, really ripped the Band-Aid off of him being like, all right, I just have to be this way. This is how it's going to have to be. I still trust these guys, and I think they understand that, but we just need to do something different for the betterment of the team. And that has been, along with saving the pitchers, that has been an incredible and such a major development for Thomson this year.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up because that did slip my mind. That's a huge, huge, huge part of this change from Rob Thomson, which is, hey, Alec Bohm, you were an all-star this year. I don't care. And look, there wasn't that much time at that particular situation, right? Because it was the NLDS against the Mets. I mean, it was over at the blink of an eye. There were many issues outside of just Alec Bohm. But that was sort of what pushed Rob Thomson into this new wave of Rob Thomson. And because we're here, I trust his decision-making, and I'm not worried at all about it. I'm fascinated to watch it because I think we're seeing this elevation of the manager. 215-592-9494. Do you trust Topper as you watch all these playoff games? You see the importance of when the right time is to go get your guy, asking someone to get one more batter, go into your pen, asking them to get the right amount of guys. Do you pull the plug early on someone like a David Robertson to try and get a 4-out save with Duran? How is he going to do it? 215-592-9494. Coming up next, your calls and my X factor for who will be the difference maker for this team to have a long playoff run or not. I'll tell you who that is. It's Brodes with you right here on 94 WIP. All right, it's Brodes with you, and we are talking about one Rob Thomson. And if you have the belief in Rob Thomson, and the way that I labeled it earlier was, it's almost like Topper is a chess player who started out playing chess safe, and he was more move by move. He was learning how to play. That's how he started out as a manager, taking over for Joe Girardi. But over time, he learned how to see 5 steps ahead. Over time, it wasn't just about being reactionary to what the other guy you were playing was doing on the chessboard. You were controlling the chessboard. We need him to control the playoff game and the playoff moment and the playoff decisions. And I believe he has grown into that as he continues to manage over time. The perfect examples is the handling of Nick, the handling of Aaron Nola, now being a 4. He would have not have been a 4 in years past. He would have thrown him in as maybe the 2. After Sanchez, he'd say, I can't do 3 lefties. And Aaron Nola's been an all-time Philly. He deserves it. I believe in him. But no. He's been more harsh. He's been more critical. I believe he can control the game way more than ever before. And that gets me excited thinking about this matchup. 215-592-9494. How do you feel out there on just the, the impact of Rob Thomson and your faith level and confidence level in Topper? Let's go to Al. You're on WIP. Hey, Al.
Brody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Dynamite.
Good.
Brody, the more I listen to you, the more impressed I become.
Wow.
You are a plethora of knowledge, facts, and your opinions are damn near spot on.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Al. I agree with you, but I appreciate that.
Well, you're quite welcome.
No, all jokes aside, I really do appreciate it. That means the world. Thank you so much, Al.
Well, you're quite welcome. Now, Topper, why wouldn't you have faith in Topper? Why would any Phillies fan have faith in Topper? Explain that to me.
Why would they or why wouldn't they?
Why would they not?
Okay, so what I hear just from, and it could be a loud minority, is the Zach Wheeler Alvarado incident against Yordan Alvarez or the Craig Kimbrell incident. And when I think of, these big moments, they go back to those moments and they're worried that he may go down a similar path. But I think he's sort of, I think he's developed as a manager, and I think he's going to be smarter and sharper in those moments this year.
He has learned. He hasn't forgotten what he's learned. And I just think he's going to be around a long time. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Al, I think he's one of the best managers in all of baseball. And I think something that can help him out here, too, to not maybe slip into a situation that I just mentioned with an Alvarado thing, is they don't really have a team set up to do that this year, where I think in years past they were looking for the left-handed pockets and they were trying to get creative with an Alvarado, a specialist and all, but they don't really have that set up this year. So it also makes it easier to not fall in that trap because it's not really available. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Now, who would you, your opinion, who would you put in? And we know Johan Duran is the man. But after the starter, who is your first reliever?
Okay, Al, thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you for the call. Well, it's very situational. It depends where the other team is with their lineup. It depends what inning it is, right? Like if we're thinking 7th inning, and we got to get the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and Duran is in the 9th, and it could be a spot where in the 7th inning they have lefties lined up, then you go Strahm, Robertson, Duran. If it's something where it's 3 righties lined up, do you go Robertson in the 7th, Strahm in the 8th, Duran in the 9th, and you have lefties matched up against Strahm if that's where the other team's order is? I just in regards to comfort level, I think Duran is the last guy, obviously. Robertson is my guy right before that, Strahm before that, and I guess you kind of got the Kirkerings of the world, which there's a huge fall off after that. I'm shaky on Strahm, and I'm shaky on Robertson after being used multiple days in a row. I think for a one-off, he's good. I do wonder how the weird season he's had, getting picked up late, not pitching all year, is that going to affect fatigue at any point? But it's going to depend on the other team's batting order and where they currently fall at that particular time, which will sway my opinion. But some variation of Strahm in the 7th, Robertson in the 8th, Duran in the 9th. But again, it depends on lefty-righties. And we'll see if that's good enough. Chris in Downingtown, you're on WIP. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, bros? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, I'm here with my 13-year-old son. We're fired up, man. We cannot wait until Saturday night. And I'm with you. I'm not worried about Thompson. I think it's an example of you can teach an old dog some new tricks for all the reasons you said. But let me tell you why I'm fired up. Let me tell you why we're fired up. I think we're coming into this series with just the right amount of momentum. I am ready for the bats to get hot and to stay hot during this season. They've been here enough times to not let what's happened in past series happen again. So I'm not worried about the bats. I'm confident. And here's the other thing. What do we have? Ohtani pitching tomorrow or Saturday? Is he starting?
Yep.
So, yeah, Ohtani, you can talk about better than Babe Ruth, whatever you want to say, but he has not faced Citizens Bank Park in red October. And that's what I'm fired up for. I'm ready to watch him crumble, and I'm ready to watch him get fanned out when he's up at the plate, too. Let's go, Phils.
I love it. Now, Chris, before I let you go, your son, who's his favorite player on the squad?
Kyle Schwarber.
Oh, that's a great choice. Thank you guys so much for calling in.
Great choice.
Schwarbs, dude.
Great choice.
Schwarbs. He's going to hit. Could you imagine? First inning, Ohtani on the bump. After you get 1, 2, 3 from Sanchez, of course.
Of course.
Crowd is rocking. Turner gets on with an infield dribbler to third base. As he's running through first, he does the clap and the little hand celebration to the dugout. Doing a little, the two-finger, whatever they do. I don't know what they do, but they do something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Schwarb, first pitch, second deck, 438 feet, pulled to right field, and the place goes wild. Damn it, I'm pumped up. Are you kidding me? And then he's got to somehow settle in. Yeah, he's got to settle his emotions down and pitch regularly after that, as if it wasn't taken to Mars by Kyle Schwarber right before that. I mean, come on, dude. The hairs are sticking up on my arms. Saturday,
ready for Saturday, 6:08 or 6:38.
Yeah, we don't know.
One of the two.
It's okay. All I know is I have you pregame. This is the problem. This is the problem. By pregame, I mean pregame. But
one of the pregames.
Saturday morning. Here's the issue with me being the obnoxious you-know-what that I am. I do this right now, yet 4 hours tomorrow, 2 hours Saturday morning. There's just so much ahead of me, but I'm here. And I'm going to be here for the next 3 days, 2 days, because I just need the first pitch in my veins. And, you know, people reach out to me and say, Brodes, didn't you rip them all year? No, didn't you? Actually, the way it was phrased was, didn't you quit on them all year? And I say, whoa. Questioning them and quitting on them are two totally different things. For a large majority of the season, I don't hide from my opinions. I questioned a lot about who they were, and that's okay. That's totally fine.
Long season.
They won me over late. I'm ready to ride. I only know one way to do this. And I'm not telling you my way's right. I'm telling you I only know how to do this. I feel a certain way all throughout the regular season. I try to find signs about who they are. I either believe in what they are or I don't. I question who they are. I see the deadline acquisitions. Can that add to what they were? Can that fill some of the holes? Will that be the difference? But once it becomes go time, and once it becomes time to attack the postseason, let's go, baby. Let's go. That's how I do it. Again, not telling you have to follow suit. You have to follow the way I do it, but that's how I do it. So I'll have opinions over 162. But when it's time, let's go to war. Let's go to war. And the ball will go as it lies. Whatever the hell the golf saying is. Play the ball as it lies. I'll play the ball as it lies. If I end up being right with my questions that I had in the regular season and it shows up in October, then so be it. We'll talk about it. And I'll be broken because I've opened up my heart. That's all. So, yes, I question that and quit on them. I'm here every night. I break it down all day. I think about them 24/7. They consume my life. I don't quit. No, I don't quit. I question. I discuss. I critique. I don't quit. But when it's time, hands in the dirt. It's the way I do it. Whether you like it or not, well, that's up to you. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn what you say. Let's go to Scott in Barrington. What's up, Scott?
Brother Brodes, what's the deal?
What's happening? What's going on?
Nothing much. The guys over at the hockey rink I work at said if I ever talk to you guys from R&M Hockey Supply Store, Moose and
Yeah, man.
other fellas told me to tell you hello.
Yeah, dude, I
bunch of good guys.
They're the best. They're the best. They hooked me up. Actually,
Yes,
they hooked me up a couple weeks ago. I needed a new jock strap. I went in there. The fellas hooked me up.
Oh man, I'm sorry I missed you. I work like Monday through Friday. I'm in there early.
Oh, okay. This was during the checking for charity stuff. So it was probably maybe a month or so back. But yeah, they're great guys over there.
They are. Let's get down to business. They got other callers. Get you and my man, Brother Luke, out of there. I beloved Phillies. I'll start off with them. Like the last caller said, I'm ready, man. I'm sorry, but I got some gear today, and a little late, but I got some gear, and I'll be at my favorite sports bar cheering them on with everybody else over here. But my question to you, Brother Brodes, is where would you put Nola in this lineup? I know Coach Topper said I think he said fourth, but where would you put Nola in this rotation?
I think the right answer is 4. I do. I think the way you do this, and he gave a little extra something during his last start to try and improve himself, but if I'm going to be true to myself, and I almost convinced myself that Nola could be the 3 in the rotation, but I do believe if it's all fair based off of what I've seen all season, a Sanchez, Ranger, Lizardo 1-2-3 punch with Nola being the 4 might be the best to attack with.
Okay, I like Lizardo being at home.
Yeah, it's cool. You can listen. You can rotate Ranger or Lizardo any way you want. If you want Lizardo at home and Ranger on the road because of the poise, you could talk me into that without a doubt.
Yeah, because it seems like Ranger don't care where he could be pitching on the moon. He don't care where he pitches at. He's just on the money.
Right.
But and with the Eagles, this A.J. Brown thing, man, it's just the latest thing. I don't know if you heard anything. I was listening to Brother John Johnson this morning. They were trying to find out if that was a fake, Twitter account because it was up and they said it was down. Have you heard anything about that?
No, the latest I heard, and Scott, thank you so much for the call, man, is he tweeted it, deleted it, and maybe trying to make it seem like he didn't. That's the latest I see from it. It is what it is. It's a shame that we're here, but 5 seconds after he tells the media he's sorry, he tweets at Seth Joyner. I mean, what are we doing? I don't know. They're 4-0, and Jalen Hurts is my quarterback, and all he does is win. That's my assessment on the Birds right now. Zach, you're on WIP. Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's going on, Brodes?
Not much.
First time calling you. I've loved your stuff everywhere you've been.
No, thank you so much, Zach. Thank you.
Happy to talk to you, especially since you're my Flyers guy every once in a while.
Oh, here we go, baby. Puck it up.
But, your vibe has got me. I'm so anxious for Saturday night, and I'm feeling a little bit of the moment we had against CC Sabathia back in the day. He's a Hall of Famer now, and Shohei Ohtani's on his way to that. I think we can get that vibe going in the bank. What do you think?
Oh, I think the vibe itself is just inevitable, right? The vibe is going to be so intense. We are waiting. We're almost all in a cage right now as a city, and someone's going to unlock that door, and 50,000 people are going to be running full speed to CBP to just erupt. It is going to be chaos.
I just remember how Shane Victorino set that tone for that playoffs, and it was all up from there. So I'm so excited. I can't wait. Everyone's afraid of the Dodgers, and yes, they are a great team. But you know what? In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So
that's right. No, you're right. And Zach, thank you so much. I would love to hear from you again. Please definitely chime back in whenever you get an opportunity to. The way I label it about the Dodgers, I'm not afraid of the Dodgers, but I respect them. But I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I respect them. Okay. But this is the way I think of it, too. When the Eagles were pursuing their championship, how many times did you hear, well, Jordan Love? Come on, man. Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay is better than Sirianni, and it's better than Jalen Hurts as a duo. Shut up. Yeah, but Jaden Daniels, excuse me. Oh, Jaden Daniels. Come on, man. But it's Pat Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. Stop it. And I respect Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. Pantsed. Straight up pantsed in the big dance. I respect Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. Not good enough. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't beat us in the snow game. it's one of those things where I respect opponents, but when you have the killer eyes, be on the lookout. And I'm told by Bryce, by Schwarbs, by these guys in the room, they got the killer eyes. They got their eyes set this year. They look determined. They look hungry. They're saying the right things. There's an energy. Based off everything they're telling me, they got the killer eyes. So with that said, you respect opponents. You also kill them. You kill them. I'm not afraid of the Dodgers. I'm sorry. I'm not. Good team. But when I envisioned a championship, I saw the Dodgers in their path. Whether it was this round or the NLCS, and I get it, there's 2 game differences in a 5 or 7 game series, but I saw this the whole way, and it didn't scare me then. So let's go. I don't give a damn when we see them. I really don't.